there was still some back and forth, but then like eventually you were able to kind of like have your mind changed, or you were open to having your mind changed because one, we were trying to come at you and letting you know that like at least like for me, my position is that anything that is segregationist in nature is to
Hmm.
me anti-humanitarian. And what I mean by that is that like I put out a sentence like um, we shouldn't be learning about our kids shouldn't be learning about LGBTQ people in school, right? I replaced that with like kids shouldn't be learning about black people in school. If I said it in that way, you would automatically recognize that that rhetoric is segregationist and has been used against people in the past before. So I try
Right.
to like make it very broad because sometimes for people they have to feel that their community can be also be put in that position to
Yeah.
actually understand that it's bigotry.
True.
Um,
True.
so for
True.
me, I'm like it's so simple in my mind because I'm like, oh, like if I just replace the noun, then everybody will understand that. But then some people will be like, no, but that's a different issue. And race is different
And it is.
between like
It
sexual
is.
identity and like gender identity and things like that. But at the end
Right.
of the day, like you mentioned, we're all human. So I look at it from a humanitarian lens because th- I believe that if you truly don't want your kids to learn about a specific group or culture in a public education setting, then you need to homeschool your children.
But the data does has never shown that LGBTQ people being included in education makes any child gay or trans, because then, and
Yeah,
is what Oliver was just saying about applying the word, well, we shouldn't teach about black people in schools. It's the logic isn't there, and here's
Right.
why. If if LGBTQ people exist and we live in a predominantly straight heterosexual, in a heterosexual cisgender world,
Hmm.
then the idea that teaching or including LGBTQ people in education will change or expose this child to something different and change their decision making, then why would LGBTQ people even exist? Because we would all just be straight and cis, because we live in a predominantly heterosexual cisgender world. So I would not be trans because in my
You know.
education, I learned about men and women, and a man and a woman should be together, and a man is a man, a woman is a woman. Like, that's what I was taught. That's what I was raised. That didn't change my identity whatsoever, though.